Yes, it's a sub 10 p.m. New York 9 a.m. Hawaii is
Can,
5 a.m. Yep.
can we start?
Yes. Yes. Welcome everyone. I'm Rusmin Lawin. Today I'm using my cap. I'm a co-chair of GAP General Assembly Partners for Business and Industrial Group. Welcome on board. Fasten the seatbelt because we are going to fly to Hawaii and New York. Okay. So, so welcome to our urban campaign. Our city must be affordable program under our chair, Lady Danielle Grossenbacher from Canada. We have two distinguished speakers all the way from Hawaii. Timothy, aloha, Timothy. Yeah. And we also have a Professor Eugenie Birch, my idol from New York. He's has a long history of curriculum vitae, but I couldn't able to read a lot of title and also service to the community. But I will let Danielle Grossenbacher to interview her later. Okay, I will let Danielle to proceed your welcome speech. Danielle, please.
Hello, everybody, and we're all on different time zones. Thank you very much for joining us on the Friday. We're very, very grateful to you all. So today we have two speakers, as Rusmin mentioned. We'll speak first with Eugenie Birch. We asked Eugenie to come and explain what the General Assembly of Partners really is. Eugenie lives in New York City. She is a founder of and current president of the General Assembly of Partners, which we call GAP. And the GAP has 17 groups. One of them is business and industry. And Rusmin and I are co-chairs of that group. In view of the pandemic and even before, we gave ourselves the goal of encouraging the private sector to build affordable housing, because housing has become a major problem around the world. And especially during the last year when lots of people lost their jobs and lost a large part of their revenues, housing has been more and more difficult because prices have increased in many countries because of very high demand and very low supply. So this webinar today is the number 2 webinar on a series of 6, which we will hold in 2021, to showcase solutions from around the world, from the private sector, to address this matter. And today is going to be a very important one because it's a solution, it's a high density solution that is applicable in many capitals around the world. But before we discuss with Timothy Yi, developer in Hawaii, I asked Eugenie Birch to talk about GAP. Eugenie is founder and president, as I mentioned, of the General Assembly of Partners. And it's a civil society group with the mission of helping the implementation of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the new urban agenda. Eugenie holds a PhD and a master's degree in urban planning from Columbia University in New York City. She currently is the Nussdorf Professor of Urban Research at the Weizmann School of Design of the University of Pennsylvania. She is the founding co-director of the Penn Institute of Urban Research, dedicated to research and instruction on sustainable urban development. She is a member of the World Economic Forum's Future Council on Urbanization. And Jeannie, I'll shorten her name to Jeannie because that's the way we call her generally, she holds many positions, and she received numerous awards for her fabulous work. And she also prepared several publications, wrote several articles. One that captured my attention is called Slums: How the Informal Markets Work and that was published in 2016. So her current research focuses on informality, smart cities, and sustainable urban development. And these are all topics that we will cover in our next 4 webinars in 2021. So thank you very much, Eugenie, for accepting our invitation today. And the floor is now all yours.
Thank you, Daniela, for the lovely introduction, and thank you, Rusmin, for including me in this meeting. I'm very, very pleased to be representing the General Assembly of Partners, which we call GAP by its initials, for this second of 6 webinars that are going forward on affordable housing. No topic is more important to the achievement of sustainable urban development around the world than providing housing for our world citizens. GAP is an advocacy and knowledge platform that was created in 2014 as an outgrowth of the World Urban Campaign of the UN Habitat. It had to be an independent platform to help generate interest, knowledge, and advocacy for the elements that would go into the new urban agenda, which was the outcome document of the Habitat 3 conference that was held in 2016 in Quito. By the way, in 2022, there will be a Quito +5 conference, which will be assessing the progress since 2016. And I certainly hope that your group will be part of that conference because your work has been extremely important. Now, the General Assembly of Partners as an advocacy and knowledge platform is composed of 17 what we call partner constituent groups. These are groups that represent the different sectors of society that have a say and have an interest and have a role in determining how we accomplish sustainable urban development that we also aspire to. Among the groups are groups representing civil society, local government, philanthropy, special interest groups such as women, indigenous peoples, persons with disabilities, older persons, and of course, your hosts here today, business and industry. I must say that Rusmin and Daniela have been exemplary leaders of their PCG. We call the partner constituent group PCGs by initials. I'm sorry about all these acronyms. They're exemplary because they're doing just exactly what GAP envisioned it should be doing, which is providing knowledge and information about how to deal with one of the most pressing problems in every country around the world. Rapid urbanization has prompted increasing land prices. As you know, land prices are a big component of our housing costs. Rapid urbanization has brought many more people into cities in search of housing, and the markets and the public sector have not been able to keep up. And in many cities around the world, particularly the mega cities, but also the growing secondary cities and medium-sized cities, informality has dominated the growth. This informality means that people come to the city in search of jobs, in search of housing, and cannot find it. And they accommodate these needs. The cities accommodate these needs, and the people invent and deal with these needs by building housing that is shelter, but is not necessarily standard shelter or observing the minimum standards that we would expect. In addition, through rapid urbanization, we have a growing middle class, and the growing middle class also is pressed in finding affordable housing. What the Business and Industry Group is doing with this series is helping us solve this problem of how to address housing for the different parts of the market. And I'm especially excited today about the composition of our discussion, which is going to be focusing on public and private partnerships, because neither sector can solve this problem alone. Neither sector can build the amount of housing estimated to be by 2030, some 3 billion units needed. It's mind-boggling when you think about that. Neither sector can solve this problem alone. It's going to take the collaboration of the private sector, the public sector, and the engagement of the groups such as those represented by GAP to create the kinds of housing and neighborhoods that are essential to achieve sustainable urban development. So today, I'm looking very much forward to, is it Pastor Yee's, Mr. Yee's presentation, when he will show us one method of the many methods that we need to use to add to the supply of affordable housing. So thank you for including us as supporters of your work, and we look forward to continuing our work with you over time.
Thank you very, very much, Ginny. And I would like to invite all the people online today to join GAP. It's free, so there's really no problem. You can actually write to Eugenie, Rusmin, or myself if you want to join. And depending on your specialty, you'll be in one of the 17 groups. And if you don't have our email address, maybe Rusmin, you could put them in the chat a little later. Is that possible? Anyway, we'll arrange that. If you could add yours, yeah.
Sure. And also don't forget this website, generalassemblyofpartners.com. I'm emphasizing that because General Assembly of Partners now is a 501(c), an independent platform, and its website will describe its activities and the people who are involved with it. So I will put that in the
chat.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very, very much, Ginny. So I think you pointed something very important, 3 billion units in the next 10 years that we need to build. So there's work for everybody. And there's also profit to be made by doing this good cause. And that's what our next speaker, Mr. Timothy Yee from Honolulu, Hawaii, is going to explain to us. Born and raised in South Korea, Timothy Yee came to Hawaii as an immigrant in 1983. He attended the University of Hawaii at Manoa, studying travel industry management. But soon he transferred to San Jose Bible College in California, and he completed there his Bachelor of Theology in Christian Psychology at the International Theological Seminary of California. He has served 8 years in the military, and he has been a youth pastor for the past 22 years. So that's a very unusual course of career for a developer, because Timothy Yee is now a developer in Hawaii. He has built 2 high-rise towers, and he will explain that to us in a few minutes. And he actually always focused in his pastoral career on helping young people becoming great leaders in the world, following Christian values. And he has carried this in housing in Honolulu. So we're very, very grateful to have him. And he will explain today how he was able to get to this development of real estate and attention, especially to affordable housing. So we are welcoming you, Timothy, and can you tell us more about your fabulous career so far and your projects, which actually won many awards. So I will let you explain that, because you must be very proud. Thank you, Timothy, for joining us today.
Thank you, Danielle. Aloha, everybody. As Danielle and Rusmin said, I'm sending my greetings to all of you. Aloha to all of you. Hopefully, in the near future, we could invite all of you to Hawaii in person and have this great webinar, conference like this. I miss those times where we have eye contact and face-to-face interaction. Where I could put out more of my energy and my passion about building affordable housing. And thanks to Jenny for a great opening speech about the need and the demand, and also how we can collaborate to bring sustainable urban development, especially in affordable housing sector. So thank you very much for paving the road for me on that one. And it's great honor to be here today. And I see that this is not webinar. I thought it was a webinar, but now I see that it's a sort of a Zoom meeting where we can interact and all that, sort of like family and friends setting. And I love this. I like to see some of your faces and interact with you. So before I start my presentation about the affordable housing need and demand and supply, and also how to make benefits out of it, let me start off with a video, life-size video that we created for my projects. So if I can have my colleague Jenny Lee can play the video now.
I lived in Chinatown last 23, 24 years. Big homeless problem, big drug problem. The neighborhood just wasn't ever safe, even when the police moved to town. And we were always trying to get out, but the cost of living was so high in Hawaii that it made that almost an impossible dream.
Tommy Nguyen's story is similar to thousands of others in Hawaii whose dream of being a homeowner was simply out of reach. Hawaii has some of the highest housing costs in the country. So when developer Samkoo entered the affordable housing market in 2016 with Kapiolani Residence and the Central Ala Moana, the response was overwhelming.
When we had the seminars for both projects, first project for I think 290 some units, we had over 4,000 people showed up. And for the second project, for 310 affordable units, we had more than 5,000 people showed up.
I was applicant number 0001.
Linda Susan Yasunaga was one of the lucky 292 people who became the first owners of the affordable units at Kapiolani Residence.
And it's the first time I've owned a place of my own. The building is really beautiful. The quality of everything in the unit is, you could just see that they didn't cut corners. I always lived in a home and I always spent a lot of time outside. Drinking morning coffee or having a glass of wine in the evening. And now with this 9th floor, I feel at home again.
I don't have to use my car to walk anywhere to get anything, but that's a curse too, because every time my wife says, I need this from the store, I don't have a choice but to walk across the street now.
Location was an important factor for Samkoo in building the 45-story Kapiolani Residence. Minutes away from the beach and bustling downtown Honolulu, its central location is unmatched in terms of convenience. But Timothy says it was also about quality and putting people's needs and desires before profit.
I believe we're different from other affordable housing projects in terms of the quality. Definitely, we brought in Samsung appliances, Samsung split system air conditioning unit into all the units. And we have the great cabinetry company from Korea, Hansem, coming in to change the paradigm of affordable housing.
A public-private partnership with the City and County of Honolulu and the state's Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corporation allowed Kapiolani Residence to become one of the first of its kind, offering 60% of the total units in the building to qualified buyers. Kapiolani Residence was sold out at groundbreaking. Samkoo's second affordable condominium project, the Central Ala Moana, was 95% sold within a month, with construction scheduled to begin in May 2019.
I'm proud to say this is a win-win-win situation between the government sector and private sector, and also public sector as buyers.
Timothy believes if other developers could see the life-changing impact of simply adding people into the partnership, there can be more quality affordable housing projects in the future.
I was fortunate to share the joy of most of the first-time home buyers being able to win the lottery and being able to move in actually after 2 years of their hard work in preparation to move in. And I saw their tears and I cried with them and I saw their joy. So I was rejoicing with them. And it is great sense of pride and sense of fulfillment to be able to share their feelings. So I learned my lesson as a developer to follow people, not follow money. And I think that's one of the key to success that we've achieved here in Hawaii.
And this one came along and it was very, very reasonable. And kind of unbelievable at the same time. Like now we're homeowners and we're planning for retirement. You know, now we have a future. You know, before it was just get month by month and then see what happens. You know, but now everything's changed.
Well, life certainly now is a lot simpler, safer, and now I don't have to worry about where I'm going to live the next 30 years.
Thank you for watching. And let me go to, before we go into the screen share, just wanted to share with you that my comment at the last segment of the video about the following people, not following money as a developer. And it's kind of ironic today because I was asked from Danielle and Rusmin to talk about the benefits, how to make profits out of doing affordable housing. But in a way, I went kind of the other way around to actually focus more on the need of the people, need of affordable housing, sustainable urban development. And it's so funny that people saw the quality and people saw wanting to have home in my project, and it was sold out in no time, and that brought the profit. So even though I wasn't really focusing on maximizing the revenue out of affordable housing, I think people saw the quality. People saw that we changed the paradigm of affordable housing, and they came to buy, and they spending their money to buy into 485 units, which was all sold out before groundbreaking in a couple of months. And also the second project that the video was talking about, we're already in 2021. That was created back in 2019. So we've already started on the second project as it stated. And now we have 4 months to go to complete the second project, the Central Ala Moana, as in the similar way of giving 60% affordable and 40% market. So if you can see, can everybody see the screen that I'm sharing right now? Good, good. So thanks to Jenny Lee, who is my colleague, heavily involved in building more affordable housing in Hawaii as a partner. She came up with this idea of community, dividing this. It's so funny that it spells out COMM plus unity makes a community. So we're welcoming, opening doors to our neighbors. And when we come together as one in unity, we can create the housing for everyone, just about. So first project, second project, we're able to offer, I'll be talking about this a little later too, but we're able to offer from 0 income to 140% area median income to those 600 buyers, which was sold out in no time. So it was literally housing for all. And I was very glad to do the housing, the much needed affordable housing in Hawaii. So what a beautiful picture, huh? So as I mentioned that, aloha, this was taken from Jenny. Actually, she took this photo on her cell phone from the airplane coming back from, I think either New York or San Francisco from a conference. And this is overlooking Diamond Head on the right-hand side. And the high-rise buildings that you see in the middle are hotels in Waikiki. And high-rise on the left of the screen is the urban core where we built our projects in Hawaii. So basically, all the high-rises is in the situated in urban core. And we were able to build 2 high-rise affordable housing in the central location of Oahu, which Honolulu locates. So just wanted to let you view the beautiful Hawaii. And as I mentioned that I'm dying to see all of you flying into this beautiful island and to be able to share. I would love to give you guys a tour, hopefully in the near future for the conference that we're hoping to have here. And yeah, this is a closer look at the 2 projects that I built right in the central. On the right-hand side, this is from Google satellite. Right-hand side is Waikiki. On the left-hand side is the urban core, Ala Moana Shopping Center, and also Kaka'ako, where a lot of luxury condominium projects are situated. So we're right in the central. So that's why we named the second project the Central Ala Moana, because it is indeed in the central location that we have built, which is the best amenity that we have offered to those affordable housing buyers. Okay. And as you can see, we're right across from Alameda Shopping Center, right next to Waikiki. If you guys have been in Hawaii, you guys know where the location is. Fantastic area. And we're 2 blocks, very close proximity. And I was lucky to have these 2 high-rise built in such a great urban core of Honolulu area. And this is one of the things that people were shocked that amongst all these luxury high rises around it, they thought that we were going to build a luxury project in this urban core. But we switched gear to do affordable housing, something that was unthinkable from other developers. But it turns out they had some concern by building 60% affordable and 40% market. They didn't really see the benefit or the profit. But ironically, again, we're the only sold out projects in Hawaii currently amongst us, many other ongoing high-rise construction market in Hawaii. So I'll be talking about the benefit and also the profit a little later too, but we were so successful, 1,000 units put together, 600 units being offered to affordable and 400 units being offered to market. And it was all sold out before even we start to build. So going into Kapiolani Residence, the first project, which was completed in 2018. And I was able to I was invited to UN High Political Forum back in 2018 to present this to Danielle's group, and Rusmin was there, Jeannie was there. That's how we all started to talk about this affordable housing. And this project was presented before it was completed. And after coming back from that presentation from the UN conference, we came in and we finished this in December of 2018, which has 45 stories tower with 485 units. Out of that, 60%, which was 292, was offered to, again, the zero income to 120% area median income. Actually, we're working with the government sector on this project. I'll explain to you a little later on the screen. But we were supposed to offer this from 80% to 140% AMI range people. But when I looked into the pricing, it was rather still too high on the price. So I've suggested to bring it down to 120% and take out the minimum, so that people with even with less than 80% area median income will be able to apply and get it. So the government took that suggestion and they opened it up. And sure enough, from zero income to 120% AMI range people were able to buy. Of course, those people without adequate income were given opportunity to bring in gift funds from the family members. And because they saw the quality, they saw the opportunity to have a capital gain after 10 years of buyback program, which the government regulates that the owner occupant, the buyer for affordable housing, they have to maintain the ownership for 10 years. And after 10 years, they can sell it to the market, or it'll be turning to the market rate, which they will make minimum 200,000 to 300,000 capital gain out of their units. So they saw that there was a fantastic opportunity, and it was sold out in no time. Again, for 292 units, we had about 4,000 people came in our seminar asking to get their application packet. Demand was tremendous there. And that actually motivated me to continue to build more affordable housing in Hawaii, because it was shocking. And a lot of people have a misconception thinking that Hawaii is so expensive that they only have multi-million-dollar condominiums and housings here. And it is so hard to buy their own home. In a way, it's true, but I was able to see that niche market and to go into this market in such a great location, and we're able to be successful. And Again, 40%, 192 market price unit were offered. And we had a rule that we had to offer that first 30 days to the owner occupant, which is the resident of Hawaii. And after that 30-day period, if I don't sell them out, I was able to offer to the overseas and or even take in as a developer unit to lease them out. But within 30 days, within a couple of weeks, all 192 units were sold. So we literally were able to offer this 100% of the project to the local community here. And we have some commercial components on the bottom, but we focused on providing more units to affordable buyers. The second project, the Central Ala Moana, was completed, will be completed in September, as I mentioned. So this is a current photo right across from where I'm presenting right now. Out the window, I see my building coming up. That's where my office is. And as you can see, this is a similar, the look, the quality, and everything was provided similar or better. So instead of 45 stories, we decided to give about 5.5, close to 6 inches higher ceiling to all the units, not just the market unit, but all the affordable unit as well, from second story on to 43. So we sacrificed 2 stories up in the top, and we gave them a higher ceiling for better feeling to the unit. So we ended up with the 513 units. Out of that, of course, again, 60%, 310 units were given to affordable buyers. This time, we on the first project, the demand was so high, most of the buyers came in from under 80% AMI range people. So those people who were over 80% and 140% were not given opportunity to buy in. So for the second project, I decided to be fair for those market so that we kind of stick to the regulation for 80% to 140% area median income people were given a priority to apply. And sure enough, they applied. And again, for 310 units, we had about 5,000 people came in our seminar to learn more about this opportunity for affordable housing. So again, this was sold out even before groundbreaking. And the 40%, 202 market units were sold out. And this was sold out in within a month again. So literally, this was, again, to offer to 100% local community to be able to purchase the unit right in the urban core. And we have some commercial components on the bottom to serve the residents. So going forward, my theme of changing the paradigm of affordable housing, as I mentioned in the video, was about putting the quality up and bring the price down. That's simply put. So a lot of times the developers work the other way around. Not in many cases, but especially for affordable housing. I saw they're trying to put the quality a little bit down to save money on the materials. And go the other way to put the price up in the pretty similar to market. So when people saw my projects, they thought this was not affordable housing. They still, some of the people still can believe the quality that we put up was for affordable housing mainly. And we brought the quality up by bringing in the great materials like Samsung. As you all know, Samsung has a great product there, and all stainless steel appliances, top of the line, and as you can see on the pictures. And the cabinetry we brought from #1 cabinetry company from Korea, Hansem. And so we had this owner furniture item for appliances and also cabinetry to make sure the quality is there, instead of having the general contractor bring the materials from some other sources. So we wanted to guarantee the high quality finishes to the buyers. And as an owner, as a developer, I went to negotiate personally with the Samsung headquarters in Korea and also the cabinetry in Korea. And another great feature that we shocked the second project buyer was to bring in the wind-free air conditioner. A lot of people thought they didn't understand, because usually when we talk about air conditioning unit, it it blows the air to cool the unit. But Samsung came up with an innovative, high state-of-art product that this doesn't blow out the wind. This chills the room with a 23,000 micro holes on the split system. So when you turn on the AC, there's no wind blowing to your face, but it rather chills the room. But this is energy efficient, proven in their lab. So very energy efficient, and in Hawaii, a lot of kids and a lot of people have an asthma condition and allergy condition, but this will kind of minimize having those reaction to their air conditioning system. And again, this was given to all the buyers, not just the market buyers, but all the buyers from affordable housing to market. So again, the quality, putting the quality up was a key factor element why I was able to sell out the product. And talk about the benefit. I just wanted to make sure that I touch bases on this one. Again, under UN Habitat Group, under FIABCI, and under all these organizations trying to implement more affordable housing, we stress 4 Ps, as you know: public, private, people, partnership. Usually it's a 3 Ps we talk about, but we try to add into people at the end, because at the end of the day, they are the one who are spending their money to buy our projects, our development, to be part of it. And that's very important part of it. So public sector, I work with the Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corporation, with called HHFDC. This is a state government agency who governs 201H affordable housing program, which offers from 80 to 140% AMI range. Also, they have a couple of restrictions where the owner, it has to be owner occupant for 10 years. So you cannot sell nor rent your unit until within 10 years, to make sure that there's a affordable accountability to align with the sustainable affordable housing accountability. And private sector being us as a developer. And again, the most importantly, people who has to qualify to buy, eligible and qualified buyers. So this 4 Ps allows us to be in the program. We, in exchange of getting into this program and complying to these rules, we have a higher height and also density we get to build more affordable housing. So going over exempt from the zoning, current zoning limit, to go higher and bigger, so that we can provide more affordable housing. But you gotta focus on this so they can have opportunity to purchase affordable housing at below market price. And that's very important. And as you can see on the screen, the benefits we get from the government by going into HHFDC's 201H program were exempted from various fees and also some of the restriction. And most significant exemption that we got for building this over the zoning, current zoning, was park dedication fee on the right-hand side in the middle. And as you can see, that's $14.3 million. If we were to do it without the exemption, we had to spend $14 million to provide the park nearby, because this is urban planning for city of Honolulu. But we were exempted that, of course, going into affordable housing. This was the top benefit that we got. And just to mention, of course, the height from 350 feet, were exempted to go up to 400 feet. But for the first project, the zoning was 250 feet high. For the second project, I'm sorry. But so that's the additional 150 feet. First project zoning was 350, but we were able to build up to 400 feet. That's pretty much the maximum height that we can build in Hawaii. And the second project, from 250 feet high, we were able to reach up to 400 feet. And on the below FAR, floor area ratio, we were able to go 10 times more than what we were supposed to build. So again, the density, in volume, we can build more. So instead of the floor area being total 200,000 square foot, we're able to reach up to 525,000 square foot to provide that 485 unit instead of 200 some units. And building permit fee, of course, from the city, we're supposed to pay close to 700,000, but that was exempted. We paid none for building permits. And the setback for front and the back were waived to build more. But we didn't really, took advantage on this because I wanted to give People's Plaza in front of the building to have people being able to come and mingle as a community. So we were okay even without stretching out to the front of the parcel. And again, parking space, we were able to build less than the rule because we're exempted under the affordable housing regulation. So these are some of the major exemptions, which added into, by the way, added into your profit actually, because if you don't get these exemptions, you got to pay at least minimum 15 or 16 million more on my the development costs, but we're exempted on that. And affordable housing challenges and solution. I want to make sure that I'm on time. Am I doing okay, Danielle? On time? Okay, and Rusmin.
Yes.
Okay, so probably I'll end up in 5-10 minutes, but let me go over the challenges and solution. As a public sector, government sector, as a lot of developers, some of the developers who are in today, will share the same challenges, which is a lengthy entitlement and permitting process. And the rules and regulations are so strict, and it is so hard to move forward with a project. But by having this relationship, building this trust relationship with the government sector, so instead of them just being a facilitator, I've suggested and I've urged them to be a partner of our project. So this is not just my project, but this is a project with the government sector, and which they agreed. And in doing so, they were able to put more of their focus on working together with me on this project. So we're able to have bring in this great partnership, which led for me to build this relationship with them. And we just talked about this with Daniel in the beginning, but they, from both state department, state government, and the city government of Hawaii, they are offering me to come into the government projects to bid into those. So I was given opportunity to be part of their RFP developers list, so that whenever they have projects to build in Hawaii, they're going to contact me to bid in to be able to win the project from them. So that's another great way to become a partner with the government sector. And by having that partnership, we can have a shorter period for entitlement and also permitting, because they know what we do, they know what I do for the community. And for the private sector, again, going into the profit, it's all about money, some people say, but I say it's not really all about money. It's all about people. When you focus on the need of the people, when you go into the niche market, when you go into the demand, for 600 unit, we had close to 10,000 people came to apply for the affordable housing. So in order to make more profit, in our case, a lot of developers think that I'm doing much more charity work. As a youth pastor, they think, hey, you're pastor team, so you're doing this for more of charity side. But I said, no. We make profits, we make money, yes, but we're looking into not maximizing revenue, but instead we're focusing on people. And guess what? As I mentioned, more projects, there will be more profits. Meaning that I'm doing 2 projects within, let's say, a duration was about 3 years each. 5-6 years, I was able to build 1,000 unit, and I'm having more than a dozen project offers on my doorstep right now for my next project from next year. So I'm now working on to choose what to do, whichever that can come first to build. because I'm planning every year. I want to start some projects, small or big. I want to initiate that entitlement and everything with my team, with my general contractor who are being partnered. So again, how do you make profits out of affordable housing? You gain that relationship. You have that trusted relationship with the government sector, with your team, and you have more project offers. And when you do more projects, of course, there's a more profit. So instead of just trying to maximize it in one project and not being able to have a sold out status, which I have numerous projects around me here in Hawaii for high end or the market. Most of them are hard to sell, more than 80% of the project. But top 20% is where the money is. And if they cannot sell that 20%, they're just sitting on their revenue. So for me, moving forward with the sold out project, in 2-3 years, every time we do the project, sold out, that'll add up to the value, the profits. So there's definitely benefit, definitely profit in doing affordable housing. I just wanted to urge developers out there to think about this, because I've done it and I was so successful doing it. And if you see the bottom of the screen, again, focusing on the people, it'll benefit the people, but those are the people around you. So as a developer, I ask one thing and one thing only to my team and my members: to design and build as if you're doing your own home. You're designing for your own home, for your family. You're building for your own family. And that was one request that I've made. And lastly, I just wanted to talk about, a little something about the reason why I was able to focus more on the need and the people, and not following money, but ending up making profits and better than other projects, is because I bring this value as a youth pastor for over 20 some years, which I'm still doing, part-time counseling and all that. I was able to go against the flow. Instead of following the money, I began to see the need. As I mentioned, that there's a tremendous need for people under 100% area median income, people who are making less and desperately needing housing. And when you say affordable housing, a lot of people think the quality is low, price is somewhat high. But if you change your mindset to bring the quality up and put the price down, and the market is there. And I don't care where you live, I don't care which country you're in, but there's definitely need, tremendous need. And Jenny talked about, was it 3 billion housing? It's a tremendous need. In Hawaii, there's about 65,000 housing needs by year 2025. And we didn't even satisfy the 20% of it yet. And there's much room. And out of that 65,000 unit, more than half of the percentage are under affordable housing category. So there's there's the demand there. So I just wanted to urge all of you, and as being a youth pastor, I was able to think outside of the box and try to see what I can do to contribute to the community, and by winning their heart, their trust, even with the government sector. And one last thing, to build a trust relationship with the government, I went to bought them so much time. I went to see all 9 council members frequently, periodically, and presenting our project. That's how I earned my trust from them. That they told me that, hey team, you're very different, very special, and very unique, and at the last, very honest developer, because I deliver exactly as I promised in terms of the sales price, in terms of the quality. And 60% in Hawaii, none other developer has offered 60% affordable. And I've done it, and a lot of people thought that I was taking too much risk, but I was successful. So I just wanted to share that information with all of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my stories, and aloha.
Well, thank you very, very much, Timothy. You were very modest, and you did not mention that you won prizes for your developments.
Oh.
So maybe you want to mention it for a few seconds. First of all, you won the 2020 Prix d'Excellence of FIABCI USA.
Yes.
And I believe you'll get a very important prize in 2 weeks from now in Paris.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for mentioning. Sorry,
So this is the ultimate Grand Prix d'Excellence of FIABCI, the International Real Estate Federation, for the best affordable housing complex in the world. So
yes.
it's quite something. And I believe you also won a local prize, if I
Yes,
remember correctly.
Yeah, we won the Development of the Year from NIAP Hawaii, which is the national organization with all the developers, lawyers, and finance bankers and whatnot. So most prominent organization. So every year they award the best project of the year. So in 2019, with my first project, Capilano Residence, I won the best development of the award. And last year during the pandemic, I won the Grand Prix from FIABCI USA, the International Real Estate Federation. And this year, we were just informed last month that we won the Gold Award from Prix d'Excellence, which is an international level competition. So basically they said, hey, congratulations, this is the Oscar of the real estate. So we basically won gold medal for Housing Olympic. And the recognition that we got from Hawaii, USA, and also international globally is overwhelming. And I think this is the effort of all the people who are involved and who share the ideas and winning with this affordable housing. 60% affordable and 40% market in urban core in Honolulu. So if I can do it in Hawaii, all of you can do it in your countries and where you are. And again, it is just an honor to be where I am. And I give full credit to all the team members and the people who bought into it. Thank you, Danielle, for mentioning that.
Well, thank you very much, Timothy. It's something extraordinary because the jury for those prizes is made up of international experts from around the world. I mean, it's really a very, very big recognition that following the people's needs instead of the money is actually a formula that can work, because this way you can sell the units before construction starts. So you have the money to do the development, and it's a huge advantage.
Yes.
So at this point, Rusmin, I'd like to know if there are some questions on the chat.
Yeah, we have quite some important question. I would like to address that. Actually, we have a lot of qualified people here, Timothy. I can say we said from especially from Ministry of Public Housing of Indonesia. We have Madam Lana, we have Director General Eko Heri, who's in charge for the infrastructures financing, Director General. Also, we have Professor Haryo. Professor Haryo is a professor from Institute of Technology Bandung, one of the most excellent university in Indonesia. He has some questions for you, Timothy. How about how to select the buyers? Because any kind of a threshold, minimal household income or something like that. Timothy, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, okay.
Yeah. The criteria of the buyers.
Yes. We were able to, yeah, I'm looking at the questions on the chat room too. Yeah, the buyers, again, we offer from 0 income to 140% AMI income range. So all sorts of people came, working class. So basically workforce housing, people, affordable need. So we were able to, how do I manage the price disparities? Because the quality was acceptable to market buyers, and they didn't mind to put the same quality, below market, because for the affordable, they saw the opportunity to have this whole building. As a whole building, it's a community, and within 10 years, I mean, after 10 years, it'll turn to market for the whole. And if you put the too much difference between the affordable and market, even after 10 years, it'll be permanently affordable housing. But once they go over, get out of the 10-year buyback program, then they can reach that transform their unit to market, and the building as a whole will become more valuable, more, there's a more money into it. So I had no complaint whatsoever from the market buyers upper level, because they were satisfied with the quality for what they're paying for. Even for the market side, I was able to lower their price down from anywhere from 100,000 to 200,000 below the market price. That's why they were all sold out. So again, I wanted to create this community to benefit both ends, the affordable buyers and the market buyers, and the concept worked. So I was able to sell out.
Yeah, I was trying to realign Professor Hari, your questions. In Indonesia, if you want to buy affordable housing, we have something like an income criteria. So your income, household income, cannot proceed of something like a certain something like 600 US per month. So what about your case about your buyers? Do they have to comply to certain criteria like income criteria? Cannot exceed
Yes.
some, yeah.
Yes, based on their income and their household size. If you're single, if you have 2 or 3 or 4, we have from U.S. Housing Department, we have the criteria of how much income is 80% range for single, and there's an income criteria for 2 people in the family. So depending on your household size, they designate the income limit. So according to that income, they are able to apply. So again, first project, I was able to bring it down lower than 80% because I thought that was kind of too high for the people who are under 80%. So they were able to, we lifted up. So majority of the affordable housing was sold under 80% AMI on the first project, surprisingly. So that's why on the second project, I went back to that income criteria as the government provided from 80% to 140% AMI range. So one person, for instance, one person's 80%, when we talk about in Hawaii, it's $65,000 per year. Annual income has to be $65,000 to qualify to apply for affordable housing in Hawaii. So it's kind of rather too high. So first project, I wanted to dismiss that minimum income criteria to bring in more affordable buyers.
Yeah, actually, what I mean is as a maximum income, Timothy, because in Indonesia, you cannot, if you want to buy affordable housing, you cannot exceed your household income cannot exceed something like 700 or 800 for 600 US per month. What happened to your case? Is there any restrictions, threshold for a maximum threshold?
Yeah, so for the maximum threshold for the people, household number 4 is about 140,000 a year, $140,000 US dollar per year. So
okay,
that's the maximum. So if you go over 140,000 for husband and wife and 2 kids, then you cannot apply for affordable housing. They have to apply for the market.
Okay, so it's similar. Just maybe you can send me some of the criteria that you mentioned just now.
The HUD chart. Yeah, we have that from HHFTC. They have their own chart too. So we have to comply to their income criteria to bring in those applicants.
Yeah, just now you mentioned about zero income. Is it possible for zero income people to buy your house?
Yes, they offer for the first project. They offer 100% gifting possibility, meaning that if it's an immediate family, they can be supported by gifting fund to be able to buy the units.
But who are they? Are they a retired civil servant or who?
Yeah, it could be retired people, as you mentioned. That if they don't have the regular income coming, but most of them has some income, but some of them were not able to have the loan from the bank. They bring in instead of so for the affordable buyers, we had 5% down and 95% has to be loaned or brought it from outside. So instead of putting 5%, if they cannot qualify for the 95% loan, then they can put more deposit, like 20%, 30%, 40%, in order to qualify to pay their mortgage at the end. So that was allowed by government to have the buyer be supported by gifting fund from the family members.
Yeah. Do you provide something like an installment payment?
For
Let's say,
the
yes, let's say your project needs 24 months to complete, right? So instead of getting loan, can they pay you in monthly within 24 months?
yeah, so you're talking about seller financing, but
Yes.
for my particular case, we didn't do it. That is the possibility, but majority of the developers, they don't really go into the seller financing. They rather have people come with a bank, with a loan, I guess, mortgage company to bring in.
But is it allowed?
Yes, the seller financing, if you, as a developer, if I allow it, government has no problem taking that in. But again, yeah, most of the developers rather have the financial institute take care of that. And right now, the 30-year mortgage rate we just locked in with, we designated 7 lenders to help those buyers instead of a seller doing it on our own. And we had as low as 2.75% interest rate for 30-year mortgage. So which is the record high, because a few years ago, it was about a minimum 4%, about to 5% interest rate for 30-year fixed mortgage. But now for the second project, we were able to have our lenders offer 2.75% interest rate. So it was a great opportunity for the buyers to pay less for next 30 years to pay it out. But that's typical US mortgage system. The purchasing a condominium, that's how people do it. 20% down for a market, usually that's the norm, and 80% being loaned. Or for this particular case for affordable housing, it's 5% down and 95% was loaned to pay basically for 30.
Yeah. Another question comes from Calvin Lindbergh. Timothy, how long do you it does take to afford this to get the permit? Let's say a building permit. How long does it take?
Usually for the entitlement, we start off with the entitlement. So the whole project from beginning to the end, it took 3 years for me to build close to 500 each. So for both project, it took about 6 years, a little less than 6 years to do it. But the entitlement process takes about from anywhere from 10 months to at the longest about 1.5 years.
No, what I mean is getting the permit. You building permit from day one you completed all documents. How long do you need to gain the building permit from the city council?
Yeah, building permit took about 10 months to a year to get it.
Okay.
You know, we have about 5 or 6 major permits that we have to pull from foundation, grading permit, foundation permit, and so on to the building permit. So building permit is the final building permit is the last permit that we pull. So, but within that 10 month or 1 year period, we get by sequence the permits as we need. But before, as long as we get the building permit before the completion of the project, we're in good hands. So we got the building permit for both for about 10 months or a year.
Yep. So we have quite interesting questions from Professor Harjo again. It means that after 10 years they can sell the unit, right?
Yes, they can sell it, rent or keep it, whatever.
It means that after 10 years there will be no more affordable housing in this development.
Yes, so technically from the government they released the affordable housing restriction on that, and only thing is that when you make the capital gain, depending on how much you make, you have to pay portion of it, probably a low end 10%, 20% to the government agency. So
from the gain, right? From the gain, yeah,
from the gain. If you don't gain nothing, you don't pay nothing. But this is a permanent one-time pay. So that's a major 2 restriction. You gotta keep it for 10 years, and you gotta pay certain percentage as a shared appreciation equity. Yeah, it sounds fair because all kind of people, all classes of people, they need also investment, right? Yes. So this value is there. Okay. So do we have other questions? Vanessa?
Yeah, hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just needed to understand once the project is finished, right? Then who handles the maintenance of the project, especially where the zero income tenants are placed?
Yeah, they form the owners association in the building. So 485 unit owners get together. They elect president, secretary, treasurer, just like any organization. So within
Right.
amongst their owners, they form this organization to run. And they when they collect the maintenance fee, they have their property management company who takes care of all that for them. And they also hire a general manager, resident manager who lives in the building to take care of those home buyers. So they do
Right.
it on their own. But initially we start that off for them for about 6 months or so.
Right. So after completion, after how long do you hand over to this committee?
Relatively fast. I think it took about a month. Within a month, we had the owners when they move in. So it takes usually a few months, the 2 to 3 months for complete moving in for all those. Imagine 500 units coming in, moving in at the same time. But
Right.
we
So
have,
after, yeah, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
After 10 years, then this committee handles the revenue share for the sale with the public sector.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Ours in Indonesia case is 5 years, Timothy.
I'm sorry.
5 years in Indonesia. If you buy affordable housing, you cannot sell it within 5 years.
That's what I'm trying to do in Hawaii, Rusmin. So
Okay,
I thought
then you have to invite me to talk to your mayor. Okay, let me speak to him.
okay. I like that.
Okay, so I understand that affordable housing is about volume game. I understand. Okay, it seems like it's a bit low profit, but as long as you have volumes, you make money. Am I correct, Timothy?
Yes, and again, opportunities coming to my doorstep from the government sector, from the private sector. Landowners and some groups. They're seeing what with my success. There's more opportunity. It opens up wide. So again, there's about 14 offers that I'm looking into right now for my next project. I haven't gone out to get any projects, but they all came to my doorstep. So that's another benefit of being a good affordable housing developer, because you have endless opportunity to build more and more and more, which we need to do.
Well, thank you very, very much, Timothy. It's been very informative and encouraging, actually, because that's the goal that Rusmin and I have determined for the year to come, is to show people and developers in particular that there is money to be made in building affordable housing. And as you mentioned, you do it by following the people's needs, not the profit, but the profit comes because you design it properly with high quality, and you address an immense demand. And as you mentioned, we need thousands and thousands more units. So this is a time for everybody who knows how to build to jump in the field and do it, because the demand is there and it's only going to grow. I would like to mention that in our last, on the first webinar in that series, we have heard from the Chiputra group, Mr. Sastramina Wata, about building communities. So that's another type of development where you build first for the low income housing, and then you build for middle class, and then you build for the more wealthy people, and they all share the same amenities. And when you're in shorts, I guess nobody knows how much money you have in your bank account. So you just appreciate people as they are. And I want to mention that our webinar number 3, which will be at the end of June, is going to be on solutions to house the homeless. During the pandemic, we saw an incredible increase of homeless people. I know in New York, there's still at least 60,000 people sleeping on the street every night. Some families, some parents trying to warm up their kids between their own bodies. I mean, it's a terrifying situation, and we'll hear some solutions then. So I want to thank you very much, Ginny and Timothy, for being with us today. And I would like to invite everybody to be a member of GAP and reach out to Rusmin, myself, or Jeannie for that. It's free. And the more we work together, the better off we are. And you mentioned, Timothy, public-private partnerships with people. That's exactly the conclusion in Quito of Habitat 2. And we're going to have another conference soon, I think next year on that. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a very nice weekend.
Danielle, we have a last question from Mr. Arif Segar.
Yes.
Timothy, can you see the chat box? It's quite long questions.
Yeah. The common principle for the housing are focus on market needs and the price, but not least between
the key factors. Yeah.
Which are contributing your success. Last but not least, features in which could be able. Basically, I just wanted to kind of finish up with my comment on, that question. I don't know if it is going to be answering your question, but, building affordable housing, it doesn't have to look cheap. It doesn't have to be cheap in the material. The reason why I'm going out there and trying to bring better quality is because when people see we have to break out from the misconceptions, thinking that affordable housing is only for the poor people and has to be cheap looking and all that. So I changed the paradigm to build comparable to the market unit. That's why we didn't have any complaint from the market buyers nor affordable buyers. Both of them, they appreciate because they see if they have to live in one building, in one community. I don't believe in segregation or discrimination. I believe in, the kid who lives on the second floor, the kid lives on the penthouse. If they come together as a friend, they go visit each other's room, each other's house, they see pretty much the same thing, same quality. So they grow up to be a community. They don't discriminate. They don't have your low income people or high income people. They don't necessarily, separate themselves. That was my concept. And again, if you are willing to go into the market, which is much needed, I think there's a money in it and you will be able to make the profit out of it. So key to success again was equality. Key to success is again to go after the need of the people. So literally that worked, that helped me to bring in, because sold out project one after another will definitely bring the profit into the developers and people who are in the development industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy. My personal question, because I'm also for housing developers. How do you get the land? You buy the land from the people, or you can something like deal with the government land?
Yeah, both and Rusmin. So again, out of the 14 offers that I'm getting, majority of them are private landowners, and also the state government land. They don't want to sell the land, so they want to lease the land. So I suggested senior housing project and student housing project, or young couples millennial housing, and also for the government sector, even for the homeless shelter projects that I'm interested in.
Yes. Yeah, it's very interesting. Senior housing project. I've been told friends from New York and also Danielle that senior housing program is a kind of the sweetener for this affordable housing development program. Am I correct? So it's something like a trigger. It's a trigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, Rusmin, I'm working on the senior housing project for my next project, in fact, and that's one of the church project. The big mega churches now with diminishing with the congregation members and financially having hardship. So multiple church organizations contacted me to buy part of their parcel, which is huge out there, and they asked senior housing. So this particular one is about 130, 140 units, and I'm putting my heart into it. And I want to kind of create new paradigm of senior housing in Hawaii for not only Hawaii market, for the elsewhere market. So that,
So it means that you sell the to sell this affordable housing to senior people, right?
yeah, so we're buying their land. I'm buying their land with a fund, and then we build a senior housing on there, and we sell out. Sell. It's going to be a fee simple senior housing. We have a lot of assisted living housing, but only a couple of us for sale. But I want to do for sale to give freedom to the seniors who live in there to be able to choose what they want to eat, what they want to participate in activities.
Yes. A lot of people thinking that senior housing should be out of town. Actually, they are wrong. Senior living must be inside the city where they can meet their sons and they can meet their daughter in couples of minutes. Actually, not far away, right?
Because in the end, that's where we're gonna be going, right? We're all gonna be sick.
Yeah, just leave a parcel to me because I'm going to join you as a co-developer.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you everybody for listening, and aloha.
Yep. Aloha. Yes. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rusmin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
May I ask Mr. Timothy a last question, please?
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, that's going to be the last question, though.
Yeah,
I just mentioned it.
Okay, just needed
Okay.
to understand what is the minimum land size parcel that the government, gives for with these exemptions, and just to have an idea, what is the profit margin on these projects?
Again, there's no minimum size of the land. Depending on the size, you can build from smaller 100 units to 500 units. It took about 1 acre for me to build my first and second project, which is about 500.
Right,
But,
and the exact
on the land
sorry,
size.
the exact profit margin.
And profit margin, we're looking at about 15 to 20% of the development cost. So that still works for me. And I don't know what other developers are expecting, but yeah, at least that's the something that investors are looking into. If we can make 15 to 20% margin, then they invest. So that's
good.
Really good. That's really good.
That's good with volumes. Very good.
Yes, that's why we're talking about
Right.
profits there is. So there's definitely profitable. Let's build more affordable housing.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
a right conclusion. Thank you very much.
you.
Let's build more affordable housing. We're
Yeah.
all for that.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
Rusmin, I'll let you get the last word.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for our big supporters. I know that this is going to be very late night. We have a lot of high levels people from Ministry of Public Housing and also Infrastructure of Indonesia. Thank you for my seniors. We can at least we can have a fruitful sharing about what happens in Hawaii and also New York actually. So Timothy, please send me something that you promised to me because after this I should be chased by a lot of people about what do you have. Okay, so Lily, thank you. Really show up again. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Yep. Yes.
Thank you.
Everybody. Hi, Daniel, how are you?
Oh yes, we have Sulaiman here. Yeah, Sulaiman. Yeah.
Timothy, I will contact you. Can I?
Yes, Daniel. Tomorrow in Indonesia, I will contact you. Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
In New York, maybe in morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
No problem. No, with great pleasure, Sulaiman.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Aloha.
Anything else on the chat room if anybody wants to.
Thank you, Timothy.
Hello, Lily. Thank you so much. Hey, David, how are you?
I will contact you, because
Yes. I
terrific.
just put an email on the chat room, so if you can see it,
Yes.
at samkoocorp.com. So email me, and I'm willing to share anything and everything with all of you.
Anyway, I will follow up with you. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.
We are going to visit you soon, Timothy.
We have so many in common. I'm 32 years developers in Taiwan, so.
Nice. Love to get to know your project, and hopefully when pandemic ends, I want to invite you to Hawaii, and I want to go to Taiwan to see your
Been to
project.
Hawaii last time, when we have Asia Pacific Congress over there. So of course, someday after the pandemic, I will come to visit you.
Yes, please come and please let us meet. I think I heard about your name from Judy Sykes, our former president.
Yes, I know a lot of friends from Hawaii, even Judy and a lot of friends from Hawaii. So of course, you have very good concept. I love the way you saying you're not chasing the money, the economic. You only care about the people. So which is very good, and the business coming back.
Like I said, I come from a Christian background, and in the Bible it says, if you're willing to lose, you'll gain. But if you're willing to gain, you'll lose. Like a kind of concept. So basically, I teach this group to go against the flow. You don't have to just do the same thing as your peers do. You don't have to kind of go in the same crowd. But once in a while, you can go against the flow, and it's okay to be different. And I guess all that, but we're successful, so I encourage.
We can tell you're happy to do this, and you're really quite successful.
I'm willing,
for you.
Next 20 years, I'll be doing if God's approving, willing, I'll be doing more affordable housing, senior housing, student housing, even homeless housing that I'm interested in. So
sorry, Rusmin, let me say one more words, okay?
Okay, no problem. Yes, proceed.
Because the end of this year, probably December, our government have one program. We would like to set up a forum regarding the housing policy. So I definitely would think you will be the one, very good one, can representing whatever you are doing right now in Hawaii, and you can, join us either after pandemic. You can come from Hawaii to Taiwan, or at least we can do it online. Okay, if it happen to be, that is impossible. Still, I will invite you, because right now I'm the FIABCI Taiwan chapter, the president FIABCI Taiwan chapter. Also, I'm the president for World Council of Development and Investor, FIABCI. So,
wow. It'll be awesome for us to be.
I've been research affordable housing for years, but because I'm doing the luxury condominium, so that is why I'm really still not successful to doing the affordable housing, but I'm learning. And today you're saying that a lot of words, I love it, so I will follow up with you. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy. I will follow your principle. Don't focus on money. Focus on people. Then the money will chase you. Okay.
I'll come to you.
Money will chase you.
Hi, Lily, how are you?
David is our vice president from Taiwan chapter 2. He's with us. David, do you want to say something?
Oh, hi, David.
I don't need to say anything, just as long as Lily takes me to Hawaii when she goes.
Me too. I want to play
Welcome, all of you. Come on, you gotta.
Thank you.
For me, I'm more passionate with the in-person presentation, and I just love to interact with the people who are agreeing on the need of affordable housing. So definitely, I want to invite all of you to Hawaii. And
because Taiwan is very near to Hawaii, Lily.
I know. I love to go. I really love to go. That's wait.
Yes, so I'll give you a tour of my projects, and I'll share what I know, and it'll be great. A synergy, because I heard so much good things about Taiwan too. And hopefully this pandemic will die down soon, and we get together in person. So please invite me to your function at the end of this year. It'll be an honor for me to come and share what I know and what I think what we need. So I'm constantly working with the government sector in Hawaii here to enhance and improve the program for affordable housing. That's why I told Rusmin that I envy that you guys have 5-year buyback program. I try to lower that down, but the city now going against it, and they're like trying to do 30-year buyback program. I said,
no, right now,
nobody will buy it. So
right now, Taiwan, the Taiwan, the affordable housing still is a quite it's a burden for the government, because the government will build up within the next 4 years. They will finish 80,000 units for affordable housing, but mostly it's cover up the burden on the government. They set a division, to do the social housing. But I keep saying, there should have a way for the government, the private sector, and the public sector to work together. Like government can do some subsidize, to the private, and then set a limit, like whatever you're saying.
Yeah.
They should have a way to do the regulations. So that is why I will follow up. I will contact you for sure. Either through Rusmin, through Danielle, or through Judy. I will after today. Sorry, I don't want to hold up tonight. So I will contact you, or either from our Taiwan chapters, our Chief Secretary Devin. He's with you in the program too. So we all tap to each other, say how good of the speech tonight. We are so excited. We're really so excited.
I will send you the link, the video link tomorrow, Lily.
Yes. Okay, thank you. I talk too much. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lily, hi,
Yeah.
Lily. How are you?
Good.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Lily, you don't see me, Lily?
I didn't see
Hi,
you.
Suleiman.
I didn't see you. I saw Solomon, Amen. Okay.
Lily, I'm still the president of FIABCI. You have to bring me to Hawaii also.
Okay. Of course, we all go together. How about that?
Lily, you have you're a very important person to bring all these people to Hawaii. So make sure.
Yeah, until now I'm still FIABCI president. So you have to bring me to Hawaii also. So
Okay.
we hope.
Will do. Will do.
Yeah, please come to Hawaii. And again, I would appreciate the opportunity. Right now it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm fully awake. I'm ready for.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. Yes.
Good morning, Hawaii. Yes.
Yeah. So Lily, I put my email address on the chat room, so you can send me an email, and I'll have Jenny. Jenny, come and please say hello to Lily. Yeah, Jenny is my partner doing all this. She's,
Yeah, I will pass their phone number to you, Lily.
Yes.
Okay. Rusmin knows all about Jenny, what kind of work she does and how good she is. So I think you and Jenny and Lily can connect, because she's the brain on my end.
Of course.
You're the brain on your. I think the picture is beautiful from the airplane. I saw that.
It's a great pleasure to meet all of you, and it's an honor. Thank you so much, Rusmin, for creating.
Yeah, if you need, I can send you some presentation about affordable housing in Indonesia. You can take just a comparison. Yeah, because we have an exemption of tax. Yeah, we kind of also we have incentive of tax. You don't have to pay tax, income tax, something like that. No income tax. It's a kind of a value-added tax. You skip it, 10%. So I can send you some sample. Suleiman has very good presentations. I will send you. Then you can learn. Then you can use it to talk to your government. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Also, one thing, because our World Council of Developer and Investors, we set up an online program and named Developer Best Practice. Developer Best Practice. I always invite 3 regions, to be one of the speakers. Probably you could be the one too, if you can do that.
Yes.
Sure, not only tonight, probably in the near future, I will invite you to our online forum.
Of course, he's from Asia Pacific, from Hawaii. Yeah, you must be proud of him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Aloha. Bye-bye.
Aloha. Thank you so much, Lily.
Good morning. Good day.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.